What about the electricity? What about the water? What about the heat for the house and telephone? You gonna do all that by yourself? Can you bring all that into your house and to yourself by yourself? No. The reality is that you don't ever live alone. You always live the life of community.
Yes.
And if you didn't have community life, you wouldn't be able to survive alone.
Right.
You'd have nothing.
Right.
You'd have nothing but bare earth. And I don't think this pampered generation that we have today can survive on the bare earth.
That's right.
You'll go out there and cut your throat real quick. Or look for something to kill yourself with real quick. Oh, I can't make it. Where am I going to stay tonight? On the tree. Up on a branch.
Yeah.
You're afraid some dogs will come get you, climb up the tree, go up and high on a branch.
Yeah.
Hug the branch and go to sleep. Get a few winks. You won't make you sleep too long now. You'll be sleeping like a couple of minutes, a minute or so, a half minute, and waking up, you know. Some of us against government, we're against everything.
Yes.
Or everything is corrupt.
Yeah.
And when we look at you, that's what we see, corruption. But everything is corrupt. Reject the world, reject everything. Well, try living without anything but yourself. The big world is out there. Big earth is out there. You think you can find some seeds from a nut, a seed from an apple or something, or seeds from corn, and plant it and have the patience to wait for it to grow? And then get out there and gather it, go out there and work and bring it in, take it into your house, and, into your yard where there's no house, and no grass, and no flowers. Take it there and get you some dry wood or something, build you a fire. You think you can cook it? You think you can survive like that? No, you ain't got the spirit. You don't have the spirit and endurance to meet the challenge of a natural environment without man's work in it.
That's right. I like it.
Wake up
Yes.
and let us appreciate life more. Let us appreciate living in community more. Let us realize that we owe community life
Yes.
for the things that we enjoy on this planet Earth.
Yes.
Some community life. Whoever's responsible for the community or for the neighborhood, we owe them.
Yes.
The government order that protects the order of the neighborhood and the order of the city, we owe that order.
Right.
We pay taxes, we pay for that.
Right.
You're supposed to,
Right.
as a service to all of us. Don't be angry because you have to pay taxes.
Right.
Be angry because your taxes are not directed properly
Yeah. That's right.
or used in the best manner or in the best way.
I like it.
Don't tear down the system. Correct the things that are wrong for the system and help the things that are right for the system.
right.
But don't turn against the system. The system managed to give us an environment wherein we can live as human beings and feel comfortable. You can't feel comfortable when you turn yourself loose out there with animals. You can't escape human civilization. You can't escape man's progress. Embrace man's progress, because man's progress is really your progress.
Yes. I like it.
Whatever man is able to achieve, it's a proof that God made you valuable,
Yes.
because you have the same thing that man has. You have a brain, you have hands to work with, you have a human soul, you have the same things the achiever has. Whatever the achiever has, you have it. Oh yeah, but I've been held back. Well, don't you think the first man was held back?
Yeah. That's right.
He go out there and plant and build a little house. Storm comes through, knock his little cheap house down, wash out all his works.
Yeah.
He go out in the morning, look, ain't nothing there.
That's right.
And he worked all his life for it. Did he give up? No, he didn't give up. Even though he might have been old and too weak to work, his children and the young folks related to him and his friends, they got busy, and pretty soon they had another house up.
That's it.
Another house up.
Yes.
Another living established for themselves.
Right.
Are we prepared to do that?
Yes, sir.
We let something wash us out, knock us down, and set us back, we finished. We on welfare eternally.
That's right.
No spiritual change.
Go ahead, Brother Brown.
Wake up.
Yes, sir. Right.
Some of us, we want the life that respects the value that God gave us and put in us.
All right, brother.
We want a life that respects that value.
Right.
I don't want a life where I don't have to use my brain. Muhammad the Prophet, he said, there is no greater thing that God has made than the human brain.
All right, brother.
And when we look at the work of the human brain, we know the heart makes a contribution.
Yes.
The heart gets the brain started. And the heart makes requisitions to the brain. The heart says, oh, that's a beautiful house there,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit rough. Or it doesn't have enough flowers and plants. Put some trees around it. This is the heart speaking, right?
Yeah.
And the brain listens to the heart, and the brain says, that makes sense. Then the brain go on to set out to achieve it, right?
Yes, sir. Come on.
Make that beautiful house that your heart wants.
That's it.
Make it beautiful and comfortable like your heart wants it. Yes. But what did the work?
Go ahead.
Was it the heart or the brain?
Come on. Yes. Help us.
The heart makes the requisition, the brain does the work.
That's it. Right. Hand it out. Come on.
Yes. So you have to respect your brain.
Yes, sir.
Respect your brain.
Yes, sir.
And know that your brain is above the brains of all other living things.
All right, brother.
That you're favored with your brains to do things that they cannot do.
Yes.
Don't you know a roach still lives like a roach did 3,000, 4,000 years ago
Come on.
in the palace of Pharaoh?
Yeah.
I know because I read about the history of the pharaohs. And they got pictures of the roach. They got pictures in stone. They carved in stone roaches. I don't know why I guess if these roaches don't stop bothering us in our apartments, one day some of us gonna have a religion and we gonna be putting some roaches up in stone too. They, oh, these endurable creatures, these everlasting creatures, the roach. Might give them a place in the heavens.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Look, I'm making humor, but I'm not carrying on fun. I'm very, very serious.
All right.
Very serious. So the roach, the way he moved, the way he lived 3,000 years ago in the palaces of the Pharaoh, same way he lives right now in your palace. Same way. Same way he crawls around, same way he, when you turn the light on, he runs and get a hide and go.
That's right.
You know, and you turn the light back off, he's out there busy trying to find the sugar or whatever you dropped off the table, stuff you dropped off the table.
Yeah.
Maybe a half a pork chop or something, or, you know, a half a chicken, whatever you dropped off the table, you know. You ain't got no money, but you just work the garbage collectors more than any other people. The rich don't work the garbage collectors like our poor folks in our neighborhoods work the garbage collectors, you know. Yeah, so I don't know what it is, you know, but there's something bringing out those roaches and those rats and things, and they're busy, but they don't have no advancement. They don't have no history to show that their life advanced.
Yes.
They're still living on the same low level of nature that they were created upon. But man was created upon life, human nature, but he was also created upon animal nature.
That's right.
And he rose up out of animal nature. He woke up to his own value.
Yes.
And he saw himself higher than the apes and the other animals, the monkeys and dogs and things. And then he prided himself and said, I'm human. meaning I'm not meant to act like a dog. I'm not meant to be a ape or a wolf or something. I'm meant to be human.
That's right.
I'm not meant to be a buzzard, not even an eagle.
That's right.
I'm better than that.
That's right.
And man proved in time that he is better than that.
Right.
He proved that he's better than all the animals at everything that they can do.
That's right.
Man watched the ducks fly from the air, fly and land in the water. And some of them would go down deep in the water,
Yeah.
swim in the water, swim like a fish in the water, duck.
That's right.
Then come up to the surface, ride the surface. Then take off from the surface and fly in the air.
Yes.
Man finally caught up with him and say, look, I got more on you than language.
Yes, sir.
I got more on you than freedom of movement. I'm going to show you something. Man made a vehicle, go in, hit the water, go down in the water, come up, take off from the water.
Yeah.
That's what the duck could do.
That's right.
Whatever man saw anything else doing, eventually he was able to do it.
I like that.
The eagle fly above the storm. The man say, I ain't gonna be satisfied until I make me an airplane to fly above the storm. Now we got airplanes fly high above the storm. Fly above the storm. The cloud, looking down on the cloud, looking down on the lightning flashing in the cloud, looking down on it. That's man.
That's right.
And that's what every one of you are. You're human.
Yes.
You're human.
That's right.
So wake up to your human value and stop disrespecting the great value that God made you.
That's right. I like that.
If you have a friend or a child, and you give that friend or child a precious thing as a gift for a birthday or whatever, if you see they don't care about it, if you see them leaving it on the floor with the trash, it hurts you. It hurts you. Now I know God doesn't hurt like we hurt. God is protected from this vulnerability or these weaknesses that we have. I know that. But you should at least imagine that whether God experienced hurt or sadness or not, how you think God is by you.
Yes, sir.
When he sees you take the most precious thing he gave anything in the world, never gave any life or any living thing or nothing dead, the value that he gave you,
right.
then he catch you putting your body in a garbage can.
Yes. Yes.
That's what you're doing by the corruption that you let come into your life.
Right.
You're putting your body, the gift that God gave you, you're putting your life in the garbage can.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And asking the government to pull it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, they don't pull it out. They stop pulling it out. It goes on the garbage truck. The garbage truck takes you and your garbage to the garbage dump.
That's right. That's right.
That's sad.
That's right, sir.
But that's the state of many of us right now. Some of us listening to this live broadcast are in that situation
Right.
where you're treating your own life as garbage
Right.
and blaming everybody but yourself.
Right.
Blaming everybody and everything but your own self.
Right.
Wake up to the great value that you have as a human being. Wake up to the great help that you have for yourself
Yes.
as a human brain. Human brain. Not a freak brain. If you let the Satan's temptations, his vices and whatever, get you into a life of corruption, and you like it, you got a freak brain, not a human brain.
There it is. Yes, sir.
You ain't happy unless you bounce it up and down like a yo-yo. You got a freak brain in your body controlling you. You have turned your human brain off.
That's right.
It ain't on for you anymore. You got a freak brain working in your body or working in your head for you. Wake up to your excellence,
Right.
human excellence. Wake up to your human excellence and come back to human life from that hell you made for
All
yourself,
right.
following the way of the immoral public.
Right. All right.
Don't go the way of the immoral public.
Right.
Wake up. Be at the controls yourself. You know, there's no better friend or helper than the true person that we were born with when we came from our mothers.
Right. All right.
When we were delivered from our mothers as babies, we were delivered true people.
Right.
True people.
Right.
If you go back to that innocence, to that goodness, to that innocent life we call the life of the infant or the baby, you'll be going back to your true life. And if you can get back connected with your true life, then you'll have a spirit to build upon the goodness and upon the excellence of life, and not live a life of recklessness,
Right.
insane pleasures, violence, drugs, alcohol, stupidity. Some people give their life to stupidity,
That's right. That's right.
and they're competing with, they're looking for stupid persons so they can have some competition.
Yes.
Yes! Give their life to stupidity and go outside, see if they can find a stupid person so they can have some competition.
Right.
Oh, this guy think he's nuts. Let me show him. He hasn't seen a fool till he seen me. That's what happens when we get separated from our human life.
That's right.
So we have to get it together, please.
Yes, sir.
You're hurting us. Your life is hurting us.
Yes.
Most of us don't care. But there are many of us that do care.
All right, brother. That's right. Yes,
And
sir.
as long as they are human beings, separated from their human spirit and human life, suffering, corruption, violence, misery, we can't be happy.
That's right.
We can't be happy at home. We can't be happy anywhere.
That's right.
We can't be happy until we see you come back
Yes.
to your human selves and appreciate and value your human life. Then we can be happy.
That's right. All right, brother.
We need that if we're going to change the look of African American neighborhoods or black neighborhoods. We know we have individuals who excel, who are making more money than blacks ever made since we've been on this continent, in this part of the world.
That's right.
Yes, making big money. But how do you think they feel when they go home, turn on the news, turn on television, and get the reports of the black neighborhoods? When they hear the state of the black neighborhood or see the state of the African American or the black neighborhoods, how do you think they feel? How do you think Oprah Winfrey feel when she become conscious of the neighborhoods of African American people? How everybody but a black man can make business in a black neighborhood.
Right. Come on.
How do you think she feels?
Yes, sir.
She has to feel bad. So none of us can really be happy and be free from the misery of all of us until at least we look and like and resemble people who have a conscience.
All right, brother. That's right.
We don't resemble people who have a conscience. The Spanish people have a conscience. They're conscious of being Spanish. They're conscious of respecting their own families, respecting the Spanish people's life.
Yes.
They have a pride.
Yes. Right.
They take pride in work.
That's right.
Now, we know a lot of them are violent too. The big evils of the city is just too much for many people, but still, their achievements are better than ours.
Right.
When we look at the community life, I can go to a Spanish neighborhood and ride down the streets for blocks and see nothing but Spanish stores,
Right. Yes, sir. Right.
Spanish businesses advertised,
Right.
riding for blocks. I come back home to my neighborhood, boy, I'm telling you. So we're economically dead.
Yes.
As a people, we're economically dead. Yeah, I didn't say commercially dead. You're commercially alive.
Yes.
Oh, you spend some money,
Yes.
but you're economically dead. So economics is the science of how money works and how those things that represent money work. Goods, material goods, etc. So economics is a study of that. It has to do with the life, the material life of society, and how it's converted into money, and how money is a medium of change for us to buy these material things and living these material quarters.
Yes.
Economics. So since we are not having business producing wealth, we are economically dead.
It's a fact.
We may be dollar-wise alive. We may be business-wise alive. Yeah, you dress up in your business suit and you go and you work. You go work for somebody's business.
Yes.
Might be in your neighborhood, might most likely it's out of your neighborhood. And you come back to your neighborhood, but you don't have any business
That's it.
in your neighborhood.
That's it.
So you're in business, you're alive. Money-wise, you're alive. But economically, you're dead.
That's a fact.
Economically, you're dead.
Right.
And let me tell you something. When you read of the great religions, how they speak of multiplying and everything, and great love for family, and multiplying their family in numbers, increasing in children, the joy of a man is more sons and daughters, the joy of the mother and more children, until the blacks are free from slavery. And then the joy is no more, having big families. We got everybody wanting to cut down on the number of children. We've changed everybody. Some say, well, if I have too many children, I'm gonna have too many headaches. I got another child that's gonna go to public school. I can't afford a private school. And the public school is just what it says, public school. School with the public in it. I don't want my children going to that school. And I can't, well, honey, I know we had planned to have 25 children like grandmama and grandpa had down in Georgia. But let's make it one digit, not 25. How about 2? I think maybe we can manage 2, you know. And sometimes 2 give them so much hell they wish they didn't have any. So times have changed, not because plenty is not here. We have more than we ever had.
That's it.
Time have changed because the mind have changed from being religious
Yes.
and human
Yes.
to being public crazy.
Yes. All right, brother.
And with that, I want to conclude this part of this address. It's a live broadcast, and we're happy to be speaking to you. And we hope that you will tune in every first Sunday. In fact, I wish I could talk to you every day. It might happen too one day.
All right, brother. Yes, sir.
I wish you could have live broadcasts every day.
Yes, sir.
But our friends and our human family and the radio listening audience, we appreciate you being with us, and we hope to see you next first Sunday, February. First Sunday in February for this live broadcast. We want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank the radio stations for welcoming us. And we wish all of you all a beautiful, prosperous, blessed New Year. Peace be on you. Assalamu alaikum.
Beer. Beer. Beer.
God is. Well, we coming now. Quran, Muhammad, the messenger of God. It was no big deal for me to conform to that.
Yes, sir.
In fact, it was relief for me to conform to that. My human nature, my human soul, just wouldn't let me be.
Yes.
Knowing with my mind and my knowledge in my mind that we were not in accord with that.
Yes.
Made me uncomfortable. And the more I got with that, the more comfortable I got in my soul and in my mind.
I like that.
Yes. So it's no big deal for me to do that. I had plenty of help to do that from my father.
Sir.
My father told me to think
Yes. Yes, sir.
and be intelligent.
Yes.
My father told me to think deep
Yes.
and not to take things on the surface
Yes.
without digging beneath to see what's under it.
Yes.
So he trained me to dig and see what's under the cover of the book.
That's right. That's right.
What's under the cover of the language in the book.
Yes.
And when I obeyed him, I started pulling out stuff that said, well, this temple has to be torn down
All right. Yes, sir.
in 3 days
Yeah.
so we can raise it up again.
I like that. Yes, sir.
So I said, well, the temple wasn't put here to stay. It was built to be torn down in 3 days.
Yes.
So a new one would be erected.
I like that.
Praise be to Allah. And that's what we set out to do under my leadership.
Yes, sir.
Thank God. And we accomplished it.
I like that.
And we accomplished it.
Right.
But still, I look at you all, and you look like you're still waiting. Look like it's February 1975. I think it was about 5 o'clock when I was speaking. And you look like you're still right there at that time. Look like I'm greeting you the first day. And your faces look the same way. I'm not speaking of all of you, but too many in this audience right now. Your faces look just like they did just the first day. Like you do not know, you have no idea whatsoever
Come on, buddy, man.
of where we are and where we're going.
I like that. That's right. Come on with it.
Well, let me tell you where we are.
Come on.
We are 40 years
Yes.
from slavery in Egypt.
I like that. That's right.
And all the old heads that couldn't get new ideas in them are dead.
That's it. That's it.
And Joshua
Yes.
is saying, let's move on.
There it is. I like that.
That's where we are.
Yeah.
And Joshua is saying, don't forget why we are here. We chose not to stay slaves under Egypt, Pharaoh. So don't forget why we're here.
Yes, sir.
We are here to build a new world of our own.
Yes, sir.
We are not here to ask for another master. We didn't have an easy time leaving Pharaoh. He killed a lot of us.
Yes, he did.
He tried to kill all of us.
Yes, he did.
That white supremacist,
That's right.
Pharaoh.
Yes.
But we escaped him with the help of good people and God's angels. We escaped him. Now we're in a new land.
I like that. Yes.
We are out here in the desert.
Yes.
There ain't no welfare department to go to.
Come on.
If it is, you should imagine.
Yeah.
You should force yourself to say no
Yes. That's it.
to welfare.
That's it. I like that. Right. Right.
Welfare resembles the plantation life,
That's right. That's right.
only it's worse. Because the plantation life kept busy my nature, my man nature. It kept busy my man nature. It kept me busy going out working and using my man muscles, my adult muscles.
Yes. Yes, sir.
It kept me getting up in the morning.
Yes.
And going out and working the fields.
Yes.
Coming back in tired. But I was strong.
Yes.
I could lift 150 pounds
Yes.
or more.
That's right.
I was strong.
Yes, sir.
Now the pimp can't lift anything.
That's right. Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So actually it's worse than, the situation now is worse
That's right.
than plantation.
That's right.
At least we respect somebody that says, okay,
Yeah.
up, get up, hit, go to the field,
Yeah.
let's do a day's work.
That's right.
But now you ain't got nothing, we bored to death. Oh man, give me a joint. Let me smoke a joint. I'm bored to death. You got a joint, man? Joint. After a while, the joint ain't strong enough. Got to take something stronger.
Yeah.
After a while, he's not even human. He looks like a stone in the face.
That's right.
Or he looks like an old tree with no leaves.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Look like bark, as my brother said. He said, Wallace, you should have seen so and so and so. Say he's really messed up his life. And say he looked like a dead tree walking.
Yes, sir.